everyone, it's TutorialsByA here, and it's been a while since I've done a rainbow loom tutorial, so I'm back to show you guys how to make this really awesome Pom Pom bracelet. This is one of my more unique looking designs. If you've made my peppermint candy charm, then this may look familiar to you, and it's basically almost the same thing, just manipulated a little bit into bracelet form. Just as a heads up, this is a more advanced bracelet. The hooking process and especially the band process is a little bit on the confusing side. So if you are a beginner, I would not recommend starting off with this bracelet just because it is pretty difficult. I also go at a little bit of a quicker pace because advanced loomers are a little bit quicker with the hooking and they can grab bands a little bit quicker and stuff like that. So the pace of this video is also a little bit on the fast side. So anyways, enough talking. Now without further ado, let's get started. So today you will need 3 different rubber band colors. The ones I'm using today are from the Rainbow Loom Blue Paradise Mix Sweet Pack, which comes in multiple different shades of blue, but today I'm using kind of the 2 middle colors if you were to describe them on a spectrum of lightest to darkest. And then I'm using a green from the Rainbow Loom Fruity Tooty Mix Sweets Pack, and it has 2 different kinds of greens in here, and I'm using the lighter one today. So as for the band count, 2 of your colors you will need 36 bands of, and then your one that will be the border color, like here it's a white in this bracelet, you will need 50 of those. You will of course also need a loom, hook, and C-clip. All my supplies today are from the Rainbow Loom web store, like always, and I will have them linked in the description box down below in case you'd like to check their site out. So anyways, now without further ado, let's get started. So we are going to start off with our loom's arrows pointing down. And I'm going to start off by taking my first color, which is going to be my border color, and we're going to place this band going vertically at the top here. After that, you're going to take 2 bands, one of each of your colors that it's going to be part of the kind of loopy stripes around here. Like here it is my pink and teal, and today it will be these like turquoise and neon green looking bands. And you're going to place those vertically right there. So you should have vertical and then another set of vertical bands. After that, you're going to take another one of your border bands, and we're going to put this going diagonally right on top so that we get something like this. And then you're going to take one more border band and put that diagonally going the other way so that we have something like this. Now we are going to take 2 of our kind of loopy center bands, and we are going to put these going diagonally outwards from this center pin here, going outwards to the left, so that we have something like that. And do the same thing on the opposite side, so that we get something like that. It doesn't matter which color's on top because when we're finished with the bracelet, you won't even be able to tell. So now we are going to go ahead and take a border band, put this vertically, border band here, and put this vertically as well. And then now we are going to go ahead, take 2 bands again of our loopy center bands. I guess that's just what I'm going to call those now, and put those diagonally. And sorry about this rash on my hand. I think I got a bug bite or something. I don't even know. And we're going to take 2 of our center colored bands again and go outwards, just like that. Now we are going to take one of our border bands, put this diagonally here, and then we are going to take our 2 center colored bands and put those vertically, and then lastly close this off with one of our diagonal bands here, or border bands. So now you should have something like this. And we're going to go ahead and repeat the exact same process. So once again, a vertical band. Then we're going to put our double bands vertically here, directly after. And then our border bands again. We're going to put these going diagonally here. And then on the other side here as well, so that you have something like this. Now we are going to take our double bands and put those going diagonally. Double bands again, and diagonally on the opposite side. Now we are going to take our border bands, put one going vertically on this side and the other on the other side, so that you get something like this now. Now we are going to take double bands again, put that diagonally, and the same exact thing on the other side. Just like that. Now to close this off, we are going to take a border band and put this diagonally here. Then we are going to take double bands and put those vertically here. And after that, take yet another border band and put that diagonally here. Just like that. So we're going to do the same exact thing again. So we're going to start off with a border colored band and put that vertically, and then take our double bands of our other colors and put those vertically right after that. Now we're going to take another border band and put this going diagonally here, and another border band going diagonally here, so that you should get something like this. Now we are going to take double bands again and put those going diagonally here, and then do the same exact thing on the opposite side, so that you get something like this. Now with the border band, we are going to go on the left as well as the right, just like that. And then we are going to take our double bands again, go diagonal, double bands, go diagonal, and now it's time to kind of close off or end the circle we've got here. So we're going to take a border band and go diagonal, double bands, go vertically, and then a border band to close this off right there. So now we're going to do this one last time. Go vertically with a border band. After that, take double bands, go vertically again. Taking a border band, I'm going to go diagonal on both sides. Here's the left one, and here is the right one. Like that. Then I'm going to go diagonally here, and the same exact thing on the other side, both using double bands. Then I'm going to take a border band and go vertically on both sides. Like that. Then taking my double bands again, I'm going to go diagonally on the left and right sides. I'm going to reach down and grab just one more of my blue bands since I ran out. Going to take a border band and go diagonally here. Taking my double bands, going to go vertically here. And then taking a border band, we're going to close this off right here. Just like that. Lastly, you're going to take one more border band, put it across these two pins right here. Stretch this out just a little bit, twist it, and then fold it right back on top of itself. So you've double looped that band right here. So your loom should look something like this now. And now we're going to go ahead and add some cap bands into the center of these circles. I'm going to go ahead and start at the top of my loom and take one single border band. Here is the center of this circle we've made here. I'm going to wrap this single band around the center pin of this circle 3 times. So here's the first time, the second, and the third. And that's all there is to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that for the rest of the 3 circles that are remaining on our loom. And I'm not going to go too slow during this because it's pretty much the same exact process of looping once, twice, and 3 times. Same thing here. And here. And you can always pause the video if I'm going a little bit too quick for you. but there's that. And then this is what my loom looks like now. Pretty much the exact same. I just put cap bands in the center that were wrapped around 3 times. So once your loom looks like this, we are now ready to begin the hooking process. To start the hooking process, we're going to first go inside of this cap band and grab this border band right here. Pull that off of the pin, and we're going to hook this diagonally. Next, we're going to go inside of this cap band, reach inside, and we're going to circle our hook around because we're going to end up grabbing these bands right here. You want to be careful and make sure that you grab only those 2 bands, and be careful when you're pulling these off of the pin because it's easy for the cap band to slip off. So I'm just going to use my other hand so I can hold those down, pull those off of the pin, and hook those downwards. It's always a little bit tricky hooking downwards, so be sure to take your time when you're doing that step. Now we're going to hook this band right here. So I'm going to reach inside all of these bands here except for the bottom one. Grab the bottom one here. Pull that off of the pin carefully and hook that diagonally. Just like that. Now we are ready to hook these bands right here. So you're going to reach inside of the cap band, grab these 2 bands and pull those off of the pin and hook those diagonally. We're going to do the same thing to the other side, which have these bands right here. So I'm going to go inside, grab these 2 bands here, pull those off of the pin and hook those diagonally to this side so that you have something like this now. Now we are going to hook the diagonal band right here. So you're going to reach inside all of the bands here except for the very bottom one. Grab the very bottom one, pull that off of the pin, and hook that forwards, just like that. I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other side, so we're going to be grabbing this band this time. Go inside, grab the very bottom band, pull that off of the pin carefully, and hook that forwards. Now we're going to go inside of this pin again. We're going to grab these 2 bands, which are the top 2 here. Pull those off and hook those diagonally. Just like that. We're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. So you're going to reach in here once again and grab the next 2 bands. Pull those off of the pin and hook those diagonally to this side so that you get something like this. Now the ending to the circle is a little bit different. It's not as symmetrical. We're going to start on the left here. I'm going to grab this band from inside of the pin. Let's go inside, grab this band, and hook that diagonally to the center pin right here. And then after that, we're going to go into this center pin, grab the remaining 2 bands on there, hook those forwards, just like that. And lastly, we're going to go and grab this band here. So start at the right, go inside, and hook to the center. Lastly, we're going to go inside of this pin. There's quite a few bands on here, so go inside all of them except for the bottom one. Grab the very bottom one, pull it off of the pin, and hook it forwards. And that is how you do 1 circle. We've got 3 more to go on this set of bands that we've got on our loom right now. So to start this, we're going to start by grabbing this band here. So go inside of the pin, grab this band, pull it off of the pin, and hook that diagonally. Next, we're going to hook these bands here. So make sure you're not going inside of here and grabbing them. We're going inside of this cap band up here. So make sure you go through all 3 layers of the cap band, which is a circular band we put on. Circle around and carefully grab these 2 bands here. And then you're going to hook those downwards. Be sure to take your time on that because again, it's easy to make bands slip off by doing that process. So if you need to, don't be afraid to pause the video. So we're going to go inside of all these bands here except for the very bottom one. Grab the very bottom one, pull that off of the pin, and hook that over to the left side. Now we are going to go inside of this cap band and grab these bands right here. And then hook those diagonally downwards. Always be careful when you're hooking downwards because it's a lot easier to have your band slip off then. Inside here and hook these bands diagonally downwards there. And now we're going to hook these 2 vertically. So doesn't matter which side you start on, I'm just going to go on the left this time, pull that band off, and hook forwards. Same thing on this side. And hook that forward, just like that. Now we're going to hook this band diagonally, or these two bands to be specific. Pull those off and hook those diagonally here, so that way you've got something like this. Next, we're going to go to this side, grab the next two bands, and hook those diagonally to the other side. So this is what my loom looks like so far. Next, we're going to go inside of this top left pin, grab that bottom band and hook that diagonally. And then we're going to go inside of this, grab the remaining two bands and hook those vertically. And then we're going to go to this pin here, grab that bottom band. Almost got it, there we go. Hook that to the center pin, and lastly we're going to go inside all of these bands, grab the very bottom band, hook that vertically, and we finished our next circle. So now that we've done this twice already, I'm going to go a little bit quicker for the next two. So if you're still having trouble, that's okay. You can always rewind and then watch the tutorial where I'm doing these two while you're doing the next two, if that makes any sense. So getting started, we're going to hook this one diagonally. And after that, we're going to start on the bands that go here in the center. So we're going to go inside of the cap band and grab the first two bands and hook those downwards, like that. After that, we're going to hook this band right here. So you're going to go inside the layers here, except for the bottom one. Grab the bottom one and hook that diagonally to this side right there. Now we're going to go ahead, hook these two here, diagonally, and then do the same thing to the other side, the next two, and these are going to the bottom left corner, like that. Now we're going to hook the vertical bands here and here. Doesn't matter which side you start on, so we're just going to go on the left. That goes vertically, and this band here goes vertically, like that. Now we're going to go ahead, hook this next two set of bands diagonally, and the next two go diagonally as well, just like that. And then we're going to hook these two diagonal bands here. So starting on the left, going to go to the center pin, and sorry, I forgot about this band. We're going to go to this band next, hook that vertically, and then we're going to go to this band. Just like that. So it goes here, here, and then here for the last three bands that we hook. Then hook vertically, and it is time to start our next circle. So again, we're going to go diagonally first, then we're going to go inside of this cap band and hook downwards. Just like that. Then you're going to go grab the bottom band on this pin and hook that diagonally there. Now we are going to hook this set of bands here. So grabbing those, pull those over, and then we're going to do that to the same thing to the opposite side. Getting my words all jumbled up. Like that, and then we're going to hook these two vertically. So just like that. So my loom looks like this so far. Next, we're going to grab the next two bands and hook those diagonally. And then we're going to grab the next two and hook those diagonally to the other side. And now we're going to start on this pin, and then this pin, and then that pin for the last three bands. So left, center, right, and then lastly, we're going to hook this band up to the top there. So this is what my loom looks like now that we've finished the hooking process. And so if your loom looks like this too, I cannot talk today, then you're going to go ahead and remove your bracelet from the loom. I'm first going to push these two top bands down so that way they don't fall off. You don't want to take these ones off of the loom. So I'm going to start at the bottom and use my hook just to take everything off. Okay, so I removed everything except for the bands that were here on this very top pin, and this is what my bracelet looks like now. Obviously, this isn't long enough to go around our wrist, or the typical wrist, I guess. So we are going to go ahead and make an extension. However, we are going to do the same exact thing because I feel like this bracelet looks so much better when you've got dots going all around rather than having like 4 dots and then a single chain, but that's pretty much up to you whether you want to do a single chain extension or more dots. So if you just want to leave it how it is, you can go ahead and add on your single chain extension. That's a pretty basic bracelet step, so you probably already know how to do that. But if you want to go ahead and create more dots, so that way your whole bracelet is all around, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that now. So for my wrist, I only need a little bit more than 6 dots. So what I did is I made 6 dots, and then I put a couple extra links right here since my wrist isn't large enough to add one whole more dot on. So I highly recommend this size. I feel like this is a pretty basic wrist size. So anyways, to do that, we're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing as we did before to put on the bands. I'm going to start here. We're going to skip that pin obviously because we've got bands on there, and go vertically with my border colored bands. Then I'm going to go vertically again with double bands, and then diagonally on both sides, left here, and oh goodness, right here, like that. Then taking double bands, we are going to go diagonally on the left, and then the right, and then we're going to go vertically here and here. And I am going a little bit quicker now since you guys have seen this process 4 times before already. And diagonally on the left and the right, both using double bands. And lastly, remember we go with a border band, then our double bands, and then we go with border bands again. So that is how you put on a dot. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next 2 dots off camera because I want to keep the video length as short as possible so that way you guys can navigate through the video a little bit easier and it's not like super duper long and dragging on. So I will be right back to show you what my loom looks like when I'm finished. I'm going to do 2 more additional dots. If you are still having trouble with learning the process of how to put all these bands on, you can always rewind to what I just did to put these on. Or if you want me to go even slower, then you can go back to the very beginning where I put on the first dots here, which I did go pretty slow on. Feel like I'm talking really fast. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so I finished putting all the bands on my loom. Make sure you don't forget to put on the cat bands that are on the center of the circles, wrapped around 3 times each. But now we are going to go ahead and transfer our bracelet from the top to the bottom of our loom. Notice at the end of my loom where I have my last dot, I don't have a vertical band right here, so it just ends with the dot right here. So, oh my gosh, my nails match. Okay, I just noticed that. So we're gonna go to the top of our loom now, take our hook and grab these bands on here and pull those off. So our bracelet's now on our hook. I'm gonna go to the bottom of our loom here and transfer these bands that are on our hook onto this pin right here. Like that. So now we are ready to start the hooking process. I'm going to show you how to do this on this first dot here, and I'll be doing the rest off camera. So again, if you ever need more help, please feel free to rewind through the rest of the video. So, going inside these top 2, grabbing this band diagonally. Now we're going to hook these 2 bands here. So I'm going to go inside the cat band, grab these 2, and hook those downwards. After that, we're going to go inside all these bands here, hook the very bottom band over to the left. just like that. Now we're going to hook these ones diagonally. So you're gonna go inside, grab these two, hook those diagonally here. Do the same thing to the other side, just like that. And now we're going to go inside this pin, hook this band vertically, like that. Go inside this pin here. If your bracelet's in the way, you can move it. And hook that bottom band vertically there. Next, we're going to hook these bands diagonally. And do the same exact thing to the opposite side. There we go. And lastly, we're going to hook the bands diagonally on this pin. Inwards here. These next two bands here vertically. And the next band here diagonally to the center pin. To finish it off, just hook this last band going vertically. If I can get it, there we go. Just like that. So basically this is what my loom looks like. And so now I'm going to go off camera and finish up the rest of my bracelet. Like I've said multiple times earlier, if you still need help, please feel free to rewind through the previous clips so that way you can get a little bit more help. Also, I go a little bit slower in the previous clips, especially at the beginning. I went faster at the end just so that way, for those of you who have picked up a little bit more, the tutorial's not dragging. So anyways, in the next clip, I will show you guys my finished bracelet. Okay, so I finished my bracelet and I thought I'd show you guys how to add on extra links if you do need them to lengthen your bracelet a little bit. I personally only need one extra link, so that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take a single band, go inside of this pin and bands with my hook, grab this band that is on my hand, that I'm holding with my fingers, and pull my hook through and slide the band in my finger onto the hook. So that way I've created a link right here. Then if you want, you can attach it to another pin so that way you don't have to hold on to it with your hook. And now I'm going to take my C-clip and attach it onto these bands right here. And then you're ready to pull everything off once you're done with that. And then I'm now going to attach my two ends together. Like that, and we are now finished with our Pom Pom bracelet. So that is how you make this really cool Pom Pom bracelet. Overall, I really hope you guys like this tutorial. Don't forget to check out rainbowloom.com. That is in the description box down below. I especially love these new bands, like the glitter in them is amazing. So anyways, if you enjoyed this tutorial, if it helped you out, be sure to give it a big thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. And hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And find me on all my social media sites that are in the description box down below like always. That's enough ands. I feel like I said that a bajillion times. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video once again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!